What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Summertime's usually a pretty busy time of the year for me. Like right now, got a lot of side work going on. I've been bouncing back and forth between side jobs, trying to get Robbie's car running right, helping JJ clear out his storage yard, helping Kyle with his car, and simultaneously also just brought home a new project, for the channel. Right now I'm still waiting for Robbie to come home from being on the road so that he can go and warranty out his fuel pump so I can try to get his car finished. And this week I've got a few more side jobs that I gotta go bounce back and forth between and get Damien's head finished up to get that thing to the machine shop. Right now it's evening time. There's some nice clouds coming this way. The temperatures are finally starting to cool off around here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started on the new project. So the car is a 1990 Accord, and we're really going to be starting from the ground up, like completely from the ground up. We're going to be stripping everything out of it. The interior is already completely stripped and ready for us to start working on it. We'll be doing everything that we possibly can to convert not only the looks of the car to the 92, 93, but even the interior. We're going to try to do everything we can to get every piece of the 92, 93 interior to work in the 90, 91 chassis. And as I had spoke about in the video where we brought the car home, that I'd started doing a wire tuck on it and no longer have all the labeling for the wires. When I started doing the tuck, and I've gotten completely lost on what's going on in here. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to start completely over by throwing a whole new body harness in this car. The donor car was a 92, 93. I've already got the whole body harness over here laid out. It is from an ABS model, and Danielle has decided that we're going to go ahead and do a full wire tuck on her project as well. So when we have this harness opened up to start our wire tuck, while we're delumbing everything, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of everything out of the harness that's not going to be necessary for the build. Starting by getting rid of all of the ABS, which is every orange plug and wire attached to the orange plugs throughout the harness. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, but in the end it'll be worth it to have it a little more cleaned up and a little more lightweight, not having all the additional wiring in there that we don't even really need. So we're going to start off by finishing stripping out every last little bit of all the old red and tan interior pieces. Get everything cleaned up in there, and we're going to rip the whole entire old 90, 91 body harness out of the vehicle to get ready to put the 92, 93 harness in. Making some decent progress on getting everything stripped out of the vehicle. There's a bunch of our pile of all our old interior crap. A lot of the wiring's already bundled up here on the floor. We just need to get the steering column unbolted and the framing out from behind the steering column. Also get the interior fuse box undone. Everything unplugged from over there, and then we can yank the rest of this body harness out of the car. Alright, so throughout the car, I've pretty much got all of the body harnesses now unplugged and ready to come out. I just have a few things left. I just need to get all the plastic casing that takes the wiring over the steering column. Just need to remove that. All I have left are the little plastic, these little plastic guys that come out. And I figured out the trick to these things is you turn them to a 90-degree angle and they'll pop loose. And then you should be able to just pull. Then you should be able to just pull them out. Well, obviously this one here. Sometimes they pull out and sometimes they just break into pieces. So I just got to get a few of those off and then we can fish this whole body harness out of the car. There's the body harness. It's been removed. All we need to do now is pick up all the nuts and bolts, screws, washers, whatever. Get it all cleaned up inside here. Once we do that, then we need to figure out where exactly we want to start off this project. Alright, now it's all vacuumed out. It's time for me to start figuring out where exactly I'm going to start out with this thing. I would just throw the body harness back into the car and go from there, but because we are going to be changing so many things about the car, because we're going to be converting it from a 90 to a 92 style, there are a lot of different things inside the car that we're going to have to do, that I don't want to have the body harness in the car when I got to do those few things, which I'll get into on a whole nother video with you guys on that one. So we're going to get this project started with the wire tuck. Before we even get started on the wire tuck, we first need to figure out where exactly we're going to be locating our fuse box, our ECU, where we're going to run our engine wiring, and anything else that we're going to need to reroute. But while we try to figure that out, with the harness out of the car, I'm going to go ahead and get her started on the passenger side of the harness. We're going to de-lume everything from the headlights, fuse box, and all the way inside the car to the point where it has the rear body harness connector, which is like up in the kick panel area. And by the time we get all of those unsheathed and separated from each other, we'll probably have an idea of where we're going to put the fuse box and what exactly we're going to need to lengthen and what we're going to need to shorten up and where everything's going to go. Alright, so I got the passenger front pigtail portion of the harness is all de-loomed, and I did label a few of the different plugs, that way I wouldn't forget which ones are like the high beams, the low beams, the turn signals, and a few other different things. And where I'm going to start off, I believe, is by eliminating all of the orange plugs and all the wiring attached to all the orange plugs. So I'm going to start with the big connector here, which goes inside the car. I was attempting to just depin it and pull all the pins out. It's going to be I don't have the actual proper tool to unlock these pins, so I'm not going to get to do it that way. I'm just going to end up cutting all the wires off of this plug. Then I'll pull each plug out through the grommet individually, one by one, until there's nothing left aside from just the things that we're going to need to keep on this side. Alright, so the first step of where we're going to start with the wire tuck is now pretty much done and ready for us to move on to phase 2. I got all of the passenger side, the bigger bundle of wires, the bigger headache of a mess. I got all that de-loomed while she worked on earlier today getting the driver's side all de-loomed. Well, I think this was a pretty good start for this one. I think we're going to end up cutting the video off right here because she had to go to work for the week, so she's not going to be here, and I don't want to work on this project completely without her. So next time when we come back, we'll end up doing some work on the inside of the car. Where exactly we're going to start, I don't know yet, but I'll get that figured out. So thank you guys for watching. Keep sharing these videos, keep liking these videos. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. It really helps all those smaller channels out, let YouTube know that we're making some good content. Until next time, peace out.